Actually, I was expecting something else. Thinking maybe it was some of the 200,000 I loaned you.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, that's right.
We later see a cleaver hat on Christopher and eventually at the hospital. Was this behavior by Tony a foreshadowing or a warm-up for his later murder of Christopher?
It's not like him. Makes me worry.
Hesh says the man is driven in toto by his insecurity. I think that man was both Junior and Tony. Junior took his insecurity out on Hesh by taxing him, and Tony essentially tries to do the same thing.
Fair change here, too.
In some ways, Hesh was like Tony's alternate therapist when he wasn't seeing Dr. Melfi.
Can I talk to you about something? It absolutely has to stay between the two of us. What if I told you I went to see a shrink?
I had an inkling.
What's he doing here? A friend of mine just walked right by.
Has she? He has a 3 o'clock.
But I could stay in there for hours and watch him run around. There's a kind of beauty to it.
I envied him.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would. I got no bills, no headaches, no family cotsies running around.
And it wasn't just that Hesh was close with Tony. He goes all the way back to Johnny Boy Soprano.
You telling me you operated for years without any tax? That my father loved you and respected you? That 10 cents out of every dollar that goes into his cake is directly related to your Shylock business? You're my father's friend, Hesh. My friend.
Contrast Hesh's response to learning Tony was seeing a therapist and that he had anxiety attacks with his own mother and uncle who wanted to kill him after finding out, even though ironically Livia's husband and Junior's brother had the very same issues. It goes to show how far some people will go to try and distance themselves from mental illness.
A psychiatrist. He's been seeing one for a while now. God only knows what he says.
There was an article in the New York Times Magazine. They got this machine. You can see images of the brain and how your brain responds to fear.
Fear.
You see a person listening to a tape of a parent criticizing. I'm talking about an adult, mind you.
Boy, Anthony must have really gotten under your collar. Admit it. You're looking to crack his Coglione for putting you in here.
I don't know what you're talking about. My cousin Keiki, after he had his lobotomy, he looked exactly like my son.
Livia.
Empty, a shell. Better Keiki had died than go on living like that. That's what his own mother always used to say.
Their fear center kicks right in. You can actually see it in an MRI.
This is my share. You think I'm gonna profit off of your tax?
Not it, eh? Ain't shit for the rent. The rent.
What are you talking about?
Talk to Phil about the split on the MRI centers.
What, had them pay claims for MRIs that never happened?
If we think about this larger situation, it really reflects just how much things have come full circle. In the pilot, Alex Mahaffey owes Hesh $200,000.
Your debt and the feelings surrounding it is the source of all your problems. You know it and I know it.
I'm sorry I haven't paid you, Herman.
I know you are.
And then here we are at the end of season 6, and now someone else owes Hesh 6 figures. But this time, it's Tony Soprano himself.
I got about $3,000 here.
I don't want a vig from you.
And we give this Mahaffey a choice. He either has his company start paying out phony claims to fake clinics we set up, or he pays Hesh the $250,000 he owes him, which we know he cannot do.
At the beginning of the series, Tony intervenes and even gets New York involved in order to make sure that Hesh doesn't get screwed out of too much money after Junior tells him that he wants to tax him.
Got a little time, why not?
Why not, he says.
Did you hear the one about the Jewish terrorist? He's going to hijack a plane, but he want to use his miles.
Even when Tony starts in, Hesh tries to defuse the situation by making a self-deprecating Jewish joke. I think his laughing at himself and not taking things personally, or showing it anyway, pissed Tony off even more and made him feel even more inadequate, hence his further escalation that even made the others feel uncomfortable. It kind of made me think of when Tony started a fight with Muscles Marinara due to his own insecurities.
I got some spare change.
He uses his power dynamic as boss to intimidate Hesh, because Hesh knows what Tony's capable of.
Or he pays Hesh the $250,000 he owes him, which we know he cannot do. Or it's a rainy night in Lyndhurst.
It's a joke.
What'd I tell you? Hold on to your cock when you negotiate with these desert people.
It's not that Hesh can't take a joke, but there's a difference between a joke, which we can even see he's laughing at, and this behavior that we get from Tony later on.
What, do you think he's gonna kill you now?
I don't fucking know. Renata,
What?
go to the bedroom and lock the door.
Hershey, what's going on?
Do as I ask.
I don't know. I look at my key guys, Paulie, Christopher, my brother-in-law. What's number one on their agenda, you know? They're all fucking murderers, for Christ's sakes.
Hey, Tony. I'll just be a few minutes. Why don't you fix up a drink or something, okay?
Great.
Quite a contrast between the calm, relaxing way Hesh opens the door with Renata casually by his side, with later on when just the sight of Tony's car sends Hesh into a panic for his and Renata's safety.
Hershey, what's going on?
Hesh having this outsider status allows Tony to open up to him in a way that he can't or won't with most other guys.
Despite how you feel, my father loved this woman.
She's not such a bad person. But I don't know. Something about her always rubbed me the wrong way.
He respects Hesh as not just someone he does business with or even just a friend, but a mentor, a trusted advisor, not someone you'd think Tony would actually try to take advantage of. The benefit of not being a member of the family is that Tony feels more comfortable sharing his thoughts on other family members and their agendas. But one downside could be that Tony's very quick to other him when push comes to shove and the situation becomes one where it's Tony who owes Hesh money. Now, all of a sudden, it's this outsider who has a lot of nerve. Tony took out his frustration on Hesh too, not just because of his debt, but also think about what happened in the prior episode. Tony has so much built up frustration and resentment toward Polly, but Tony doesn't end up doing anything with those feelings, with that anger and simmering resentment. But then there's Hesh, a true friend, and sometimes it's the people who know us the best that can be victims of the times when we're at our worst.
Renata. Renata. Oh, God, Renata.
Because of how bitter Tony was acting, it's not surprising that some people were suspicious that Tony had something to do with Renata's death. We have no evidence of that, but the fact that we're even considering that as a possibility really just shows how far Tony's gone.
Makes me worry.
Yeah, I can see that. What are you thinking? Oh, come on. Tony's not gonna hurt you.
But at that point, the money doesn't even matter. It's almost worse than Mahaffey, because Alex Mahaffey actually didn't have the money. Not only did Tony owe Hesh money, but he had the money to pay, but still gave him a hard time about it. And it's sad that someone had to die in order for Tony to pay up. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this latest video. I'd love to hear from you as always.